Hello, you fantastic people, and welcome to Revolution Under Siege. I do realise I say Revolution weird, but I like to say it in a French way. But anyway, now Revolution Under Siege is a game that has been recently released on the Matrix Games store. The game is, of course, an endured game, and I think it's the only game that I know of that covers the Russian Civil War of 1917 to 1923, as stated here. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go get straight into it. Yes, we are. Right then. So I'm going to go with the Grand Campaign. There we go, Grand Campaign. Now who do we want to play? To hold 15 objective cities in Russia and neighbouring countries. 20 objectives, okay. We're going to go with the Western Whites. I think that will be an interesting faction to play indeed. Okay, and I shall just turn this off, as I usually forget to. Okay, so, welcome to Revolution Under Siege. So, as we can see, the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk is in effect. These lands are German for now. The year is 1918 in early June. So, yes, the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk has been signed. These lands, mainly Poland, the Baltic region, has been signed over to the German Empire. We face the Reds. We are the Western White faction. There's the Eastern White faction. I do not know how they play, as I'm not entirely sure how far the map extends. Maybe they're just over in these regions. Okay. So let's take a look at our objectives. Is this music a little bit loud? I feel like it may be a little bit loud. I shall turn it down slightly. Okay. And, oops. Continue. There we go. Okay. Right then. So the objectives are, of course, where is Moscow? Moscow. Moscow, where art thou? Ah, there we go. Moscow is over here. Now, Moscow is worth a hell of a lot of victory points. Yeah. That is pretty impressive. Petrograd over here. Of course. So basically, these are the big objectives. Moscow and Petrograd. The, well, the old capital and the new capital and the old capital. It depends on which way we look at it. Okay. So if we take a look at the lands that we hold, we do not hold many lands at all. We do have a good proportion of Central Russia though, like basically, yeah, Central Russia, Siberia, that kind of area. Yeah, the East is pretty much okay. Mongolia. So we do have some Czechoslovakian forces. We have a coalition actually. We have Czechoslovakian, British, French, Japanese, I do believe. Yes, we have a British task force over here. And, yep, French. So we have ships from different nationalities, which is quite cool, actually. We have a French ship in here. Right. Okay. We have the army over here, which is the Cossack army. Okay. We need to figure out what our main strengths are. Okay, how many men do we have here? So this is a strength of 395. 1,000, 2,000, 2,800, yeah. So each of these is roughly 3,000, so that's what, 3, 9, yeah. Okay, so 12. And obviously the supply convoy. So we have about 12,000 men in that army there. We have a damn good amount of generals here. Ooh, armoured cars. 8 vehicles. Armoured trains. Very interesting. Right, heavy armoured train. So it carries 12 cannons, has 12 armour. Huh. Abilities. Don Cossacks. So basically these Cossack units will not fight under any other commander other than their own commanders. And armoured train units as well as... okay. Armoured train units as well as stacks with an armoured train. Units have movement restricted to railroads only. The armoured train can transport and escort a huge quantity of supply and ammunition. This capacity may become crucial during the Russian winter. Interesting. Huh. That is very interesting. So basically, these are long-range sort of supplies. They travel by rail, of course, as they are trains, but they can somewhat defend themselves. Well, let's see. So these commanders are probably wide commanders, then I imagine. Yeah, the Czech Legion revolts. We have the Czech Legion over here. Imperial Gold Train is detained in Kazan. Now, I wonder what that means by the Imperial Gold Train. Okay. The train carrying the Russian gold reserve of the Tsar Empire is blocked in the Kazan train station, and the Reds can't repair it before early October. This gold would greatly help the Whites set up their armies, while the Reds need to hold Kazan long enough to prevent its capture. If the Imperial Gold Train unit is placed in the capital of the Reds or of the Whites, it will allow their government to receive gold regular. Oh my. That is incredible. Wow. Right then, we need to move on Kazan. We do have Czechoslovakian forces nearby in the Czech Legion. What forces do we have that could possibly support an advance of the Czech Legion? Ah, are these the East? Yes, okay, so these are the Eastern Whites then, okay. I do not command these. So this is the Eastern Whites and we are the Western, yeah. There we go, there's a distinction. Eastern. I don't believe I really have control over the Eastern. Really not too sure. Maybe I have forces within these regions? Who knows? Yeah, see here. Sea of China, Japanese coast, South Sea of China, San Francisco Bay. Okay. Yeah, these forces are all under the control of the Eastern Whites. Which is not too bad. Eastern, yeah. Okay. I don't believe I can give them any orders. No, I cannot. Okay. Well, that makes the campaign somewhat easier. We have a ally, I suppose you could say. Okay, so we have white forces here. White Russian forces. These are Don Kazakhs. Um, hmm. We have a hell of a lot of leaders here. Yeah. Lots of armored trains as well. Volunteer army transmission. Okay, so I imagine these guys improve the abilities of the army. Yeah, that's pretty good. +2 command points this start that is in. That's pretty fantastic. Oh, I do like this. 20% bonus to defense with artillery. That's quite nice. That is actually really good. Okay, so we're going to take the armoured cars. The armoured cars are actually damaged. So I think I'll leave these cars here then. This unit, well, this general has quite the attachment. Black Sea Cavalry, 1st Division of Horse, so basically it's a cavalry regiment, numbering a couple thousand. Okay, that's fine by me. I'll leave the armoured cars with the reserve corps, basically to maintain them, so they can be repaired and then we can bring them to the front. Okay. Yes, I will take this. So we'll have some supplies and some extra men, some actual infantry, which is something we definitely need. Which is good. Okay. I do appreciate the music. The music is actually quite good. I do like this. Right. Yeah. Basically, these are not fully up to strength as of yet. We do have 130 in the conscript pool, which is fair enough. Interesting. You know what, I do believe I will take these units. They will probably resupply. I may split this army in half. I mean, we have 370 strength army there that's opposing us, but other than that, we're okay. So I think we'll take the army as is. Could I rename this army? That would be quite nice. I do not believe I can do that. Who do we have as the most senior commander? The most senior is probably down here. Right. I would like to put him in charge, but I do not believe I can. Dismiss corpse. Okay. Enable divisional command for this leader. This will cost you 10 money, 0 war supplies, and 1 conscript. Generals form a division will suffer penalty until the cost is paid. With a maximum. God damn. Okay, so we'll promote into a divisional commander. I don't know how many we particularly need, but I suppose 1 might be okay for now. Then again, I shall promote them both. Yeah, might as well promote the guys I can promote. It does not cost me much, so it's worth it. We're going to remove the armoured trains as well, so I might as well just... There we go. Just drag those out of there. We can have the armoured trains stay here, and then... That's pretty good though, we could get some supply where we need it. Okay. Okay. So, the force is not particularly too strong, but it's not weak either. We should probably merge the Cossack armies. That would make the most sense. I do wonder what forces they do have in the Caucasus. That will be quite important. So we're seeing that there's a reserve, well, a garrison in this region here. The rest of the regions would fall quite easily as there's no garrison. This is a rail hub. As such, it is important on our list of objectives, I do believe. It actually counts as an objective. Yes, it is, obviously, because it is indeed a rail hub. Okay. Well, that makes things easier. Yeah, we have a few objectives down here, so I believe we will try and secure those. This force should be somewhat sufficient. I will move this army over here to merge with the Cossacks. We'll have them merge there. We'll take out the armoured trains, though, as they would be quite the hindrance. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay. We have a hell of a lot of infantry here, but they are not activated. I do not know why. Maybe mobilization of some kind. Okay, diplomatic affairs, war production. No, we do not have any... Oh, also the new regional strategic map is quite nice, actually. I can issue some orders from here, I'm not particularly sure, but yeah. Some, like repression, etc. Click on the area to cycle through possible decisions. Here I only have that one, which is fair enough. Right. Okay, can we do anything on these areas? Right, so we could do repression. Send a political police to eradicate the rebels among the population of the areas. I suppose we should do these... Well, do that in these areas. Let's see. Strategic Atlas, okay. So that's that. Go to my capital. Just here. Fall system reinforcements, mobilizations, no. Home politics, no. Okay. What is... Oh, that was a region there, wasn't it? Scenario background, okay. Although the Brest-Litovsk Peace Treaty was signed in the west between Germany and Russia, the Soviets are facing new enemies on all other directions. In the east, from the Volga to Vladivostok, the Czech Legion, made of thousands of experienced Czechoslovakian war veterans recruited by the former Russian government in 1917 to fight the Central Powers, is about to revolt. The Savannakrom government, led by the Bolsheviks, once again have followed the German demands. Have followed the German commands? Okay. And decided to bring home the Czech troops. Wait, what? Am I just reading this wrong? My god, my eyes are just awful. The German and Austrian-Hungarian prisoners of war from Siberia before the Czech troops could evacuate Russia. The Czech forces will then help any Russian factions to fight the Bolsheviks, especially with the parliamentary faction of the Volga known as the Kumaj. In the north, Western powers are about to seize the main ports to keep for the Whites the war supply they provided to the former Russian government to fight the Central Powers. In the south, the Don Cossacks and the volunteer army under Denikin have survived the winter. Their rank and file are beefing up in front of the disorganized Red forces of the Northern Caucasus. The Red Army is still in its infancy. The War Commissar Trotsky is aware of the critical situation and will use all his energy to urgently mobilize and deploy new troops while making sure the existing units keep on fighting. The siege of the Red Revolution is beginning. Choices have to be done. To face their foes, should the Soviets stay united or be ruled by a Bolshevik dictatorship? How will various white factions realize the territorial and political unification? Will the Reds spread the world revolution in isolated neighboring states, or will the Russian whites succeed to ally with them and build a strong coalition? Okay. Victory conditions. The Red win if they control 20. Okay. To fix the winner if none of these conditions are gathered at the end of the year 1921, victory points. Okay. Right, sorry about that. That was quite a little bit of a gobbledygook. So yes. Well, the thing is, we're not facing the Germans, and that has like greatly decreased the size of the territory in the west. It's basically the actual Russian regions, which is good. Makes things easy and simple. We have this general here. He will rejoin this. We don't need the trains, like, as of yet. I will send them at some point, but the only issue is the fact that they force us to travel by rail. Which is actually not too bad of an idea, I suppose. With this army, that is. Then again, I could make the push for Kazan. Where's Kazan? Kazan. Oh, you can. Oh, yes, Kazan is way up here. Is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh, was it? Where is it now? Where is it? Right. Ah, Kazan. Okay, so Kazan's here. Okay. So we need to control vital rail hubs. So I suppose taking the armoured trains would not be a bad idea, as we could make our way there. This force cannot use rails as there's no rails. Okay. So we will move this force via rail over here. That will be 11 days. We'll have them in an offensive posture. Well, an offensive posture. Okay. We could do with more artillery, I do believe. Another white Russian force. So I believe we will advance upon the enemy. Okay, so if we go into an offensive posture, that will take 4 days. How long would it take for you to arrive? It would take you 2 days. 2 days to here. Okay, so 2 days, well, 3 days, 4 days. So roughly they should arrive around the same time, which is good. They will both conduct an attack. That would be good. But then again, I could come down this way and sweep in here. Seize the rail hub, which I think would be quite good for us. The only issue is supplies will not come through very well due to the military control of these areas. Yeah, pro-red, yeah, it's not too good. Okay. Building mode. I do like the idea of the heavy trains, that's pretty cool. Ah, Western Siege Artillery. 152. I don't think we can really build these units as of yet. No, doesn't seem so. Oh, actually no, we can build some units, that's good. We'll go with the White Forces. Yeah, there we go. White Forces, infantry units. Right, so we can build light battalions. Well, battalions. Conscript infantry, that would give us quite a lot of men. Okay. They are a fairly strong unit due to their size. 900 men versus 1,000 conscripts. Shit, the game has crashed. I shall be right back, guys. Right back. Won't be long. Hello, guys, once again, and I'm back again. Yes, and apparently F9 brings up the objectives. But yes, okay. So the game crashed. I don't know why, and I hope it does not again. I'm just going to avoid pressing on units and stuff like that. So that would probably be the best idea. We could actually make that. So we'll go here. Do we want to go full assault and try and take this place as quickly as possible, or should we find out what's there first? It depends, really. We'll go offensive and we'll see what happens. I'm sending planes from the Don Army Air Force. They're basically fighters, and I do believe, yeah, some air bombers, basically balloons or something. Yeah, recons. There is an army here. I don't know how powerful it is. It says it's a Red Guard and a First Corps. If that is true, then I should be able to send this army out and have no problem. I'm going to Naval Divisional Command. I don't particularly know how well that's going to help us, but it should help. So I think we're going to go and attack here. If it goes badly, we can fall back to the objective, but yes. I do not actually have direct control over these Czechoslovakians, which is somewhat irritating. No direct control. So yes, the Greens over here. Interesting. I imagine the Greens will come out to be a effective force sooner or later. So let's plot our moves once again. We're going to go offensive. This army seems somewhat stronger for some reason. Yeah. Red Guards, of course there's artillery. We should be able to beat that force. We shall go offensive here as well. And try and strike them from the rear. They will arrive in 4 days, we will arrive in 3 days, so they should arrive afterwards, which is good. Right, guys, I do believe we're about ready to end the turn. I'm just going to save here, just in case anything goes bad again. I do believe I have control of these troops. We have some artillery and Royal Marines. Not many men, though, so I could do with recruiting some actual men over here. So we're going to... Oh, no, not the strategic atlas. We shall go into the recruitment mode. Marines... Oh, no, these are ships. Other land units. Infantry units. Do we have Marines? We do have Marines, so we're going to recruit some Marines over here. Hopefully we can make this into a good naval force and basically use it to attack Petrograd. Which would be great. Either that or we can strike at their supply lines. Cossack units, Plastons. Right, we're gonna go with the strength here. Interesting. Cossack reserve or these. Right, so we'll go with some Cossack platoons over here. How about white forces? Yeah. Looking at combat strength overall again. The light battalions will do as well then. Okay. I don't believe... Yeah, we can recruit from here as well, so that's pretty nice. This is a Cossack army, so we might as well just recruit Cossack units from here. Strength 26. So I suppose maybe we should go with that, but I suppose we'll go with the actual proper units instead. Okay. So to save once again, so we have that round of recruitment. We do have a red force of ships out here, which is not good. We don't really have any naval elements within the... Interesting. Within the Black Sea. So yes. Right, that seems to be all the orders I can give for now. And we are going to advance to the second turn. So hopefully the battle will go well. I do need to keep an eye on the supply situation though, as the winter sounds as though it's going to be harsh. Who knew? Russian winter, harsh. Okay. I do believe we can defeat the Red Force though. Yeah. We are similar in numbers, however. Well, we have inflicted some good casualties there by the looks. Okay, yes, Western-wide victory. So we lost about 2,001 artillery piece. They lost 7,000 men, which is quite the loss, actually. Quite the loss. How many prisoners did we take? So we took 12 companies of prisoners, actually, so 1,200 prisoners. Fantastic. We routed. Okay. So we can go into the combat report here and see how each unit performed. So it looks as though they did not have the leadership that they needed, actually. We had Plenty of leadership. Yeah. And this was only round 1. And there was only 1 round of combat. Interesting. Okay, that is good. Ah, so we do outnumber them. It's fantastic, actually. It appears that they have shit leadership. Yeah, easy victory there. We did lose more men, but it's not as big an issue. And we have pushed them out, so that's good. We have advanced here. There's no enemy forces in the area. Fantastic. I would like to take this. I need this. It's a vital hub. Okay. Here's quite vital as well. We basically need these hub regions. Oh, we do have some force here apparently. Just a general. Interesting. Oh, how interesting. I suppose we'll move it like that so it's going to be safe. These forces are not yet available. These are being trained. We do have this year, general. We have 2 generals here, so I suppose we can send these guys out. Cossack officers, yep. Okay. So we'll send these Cossack officers over here. Alright, so we have arrived here. Just move up there so I can see. What do we have in the actual place itself? A lot of units, apparently. Right. Well, this is quite unfortunate as we need to siege this place. We need to take this place, but it's going to be extremely hard. Well, they have a port. So that's not good for us. That's not good at all. So I suppose we can sit in this region. I think I'll take some of the generals. Just the actual command. Right. General, general, general. Right. There's a colonel here. So we'll take 3 of the generals and we'll send them to go over here. Which will free up some forces for us. How are things advancing? So the Czech Legion is moving up with the Eastern Entente, the Eastern Whites, which is good. I imagine we'll probably end up in conflict with the Eastern Whites. I don't know. It's an interesting fact that we are a different faction. The Greens over here. Okay, so the Greens really don't have much in any way of territory, which is good for us. So we have 99,000 rubles. War supply is okay. National morale is increasing. Let's take a look at the home politics screen. So the Battle of the Chiefs. In the summer of 1918, the Southern Whites have 2 historical strategic options, each supported by 2 different leaders, who both expect to be the only commander-in-chief of the White movement. Krasnov, autonomous leader of the Don Cossacks and former commander-in-chief of the Kerensky Republican Provisional Government of 1917, is ready to ally with Ukraine and other new independent states from the former Russian Empire to fight the Bolsheviks. Krasnov's priority is to attack Tristan and connect with the Eastern Whites before attacking Moscow with them. Denikin, leader of the Russian volunteers, who refuses to give control of the Russian Empire territories and is not ready to recognize an ally with Ukraine and neighboring countries from the former Tsar Empire. Denikin's priority is to free the Kuban and the North Caucasus from the Bolsheviks before attacking Moscow from the south through Ukraine. If activated, this option will allow Krasanov's strategy. If he succeeds in conquering the key town of Tarzinstin, this big victory will make him the leader of the Western Whites, and Don Cossack autonomist, he would then ally with the Ukrainian nationalists instead of fighting them. Last but not least, it would be the first step to unite the White faction of the Volga. Right. Okay. So we basically need Tarzinstin. Tarzinstin. I don't know where that is. Is this Tarzinstin? Oh, this is Tarzinstin. Okay, well that's good. So I suppose we really should go all out on this. What am I doing here? Okay. Don't you combine here, you will come here. I suppose we